Hello and welcome to Newsbreak at 7. I'm Veeraraghav. Our top political focus this evening, the high-voltage political confrontation in Andhra Pradesh. TDP cadres from Visakhapatnam to Vijayawada were out on the streets to protest against the arrest of TDP chief and former Chief Minister N. Chandrababu Naidu. Remember, Naidu was arrested on Saturday in connection with the 371 crore Skill Development Corporation scam of 2016. The TDP alleges that it is a case of political vendetta. The government says it's going by the book. Well, this political confrontation sets the tone for the campaign towards the assembly elections and the parliamentary elections of 2024 in that state and galvanizes both sides of the political divide. Uma Sudhir has the details.
Protests by Telugu Desam activists across Andhra Pradesh after former Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu was sent to Rajahmundry Central Jail late on Sunday by an ACB court in Vijayawada and became remand prisoner 7691. The former Chief Minister is accused of conspiring to divert government funds meant for upskilling youth.
So without producing any kind of evidence, how can you say that Chandrababu Naidu had committed a crime or was part of some kind of a corruption in the skill development issue? So it is purely political vendetta. It is purely witch hunting. Not able to face Chandrababu Naidu democratically. The Chief Minister Jagan Reddy, with the help of his puppet police department, had cooked up a false case without producing any kind of evidence. They are trying to frame Chandrababu Naidu as a kind of a corrupt politician, and yesterday they have sent him.
Prohibitory orders had been imposed fearing that trouble could escalate on the ground. The YSRCP said Naidu would pay for what they called his wrongful actions.
Whatever the department has done and whatever the crime he has done, they have put forth before the court with strong evidences, and giving remand itself is the proof that prima facie court is also strongly believing that it's a strong case.
Even as Chandrababu Naidu braces for a legal battle, then Finance Secretary P.V. Ramesh said his statement to the CID appears to have been misinterpreted and insists that all due procedure was followed by the then Chief Minister and his department in release of funds to the Skill Development Corporation. Politics in Andhra Pradesh tends to be personal and nasty. If for years Chandrababu Naidu took a jibe at Jagan Mohan Reddy for his time in jail, it is now payback time for the YSRCP. The timing of the arrest of Naidu just a few months before elections, however, could be a major setback to the Telugu Desam, for who this could be the beginning of a do-or-die battle. With Madhu, Lakshman and Venu in Andhra Pradesh, Uma Sudhir.
Well, so what's next for the Telugu Desam Party and the next political turn in Andhra Pradesh? Joining us this evening, G. Amarnath Reddy, Industries Minister of Andhra Pradesh, as well as Professor Jyotsna Thirunagari, National Spokesperson of the Telugu Desam Party. Thank you too for joining us. We hope to be joined by my colleague Uma Sudhir as well in a bit. But first to you, Mr. Reddy, an arrest of the opposition leader this close to an election, in an election year, obviously bolsters the impression and the allegations that it could be political vendetta. What is your response and defense?
See, this is not YSR Congress Party who have arrested Chandrababu Naidu. It is the investigation agency who have arrested Chandrababu Naidu in this case of skill development, where almost 371 crores of public money, which is in the government, has been looted by the then Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu. So this is totally done by the investigation agency in the state, or else it is in this. Even enforcement director is also involved in this case. Almost seven. Hello.
Yes, please go ahead, Mr. Reddy. We can hear you.
Almost 7 of the accused have been already arrested by the enforcement directorate, which is headed by the union government. See, all of them have been arrested on this skill development scam, where almost 371 crores have been looted from the government's exchequer. So this is totally done by the then Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu during his time from 2015 to 2018. We never heard of Siemens coming up with a proposal of funding 90% grant where a government will be funding 10% of it. 3,356 crores is the total project cost. They said out of which 10% will be funded by the state government and 90% will be funded by the Siemens. So this is a totally criminal activity, and this is a clear-cut corruption activity done by the then Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu. So for this, he has to face the consequences.
Okay.
It is not YSR Congress Party who has done this.
Okay, let me get Professor Jyotsna to respond first to you, and then I'll ask the political question on what's next for the TDP. Professor Jyotsna, first a response to what Mr. Reddy has said.
It's purely political vendetta. Let me put it very clearly here. I'll explain you why. Because they say Siemens never put any money. The project cost was 3,281 crores, of which 90% of it has to be borne by Siemens in terms of their software. The expensive software of Siemens would be given for the benefit of the youth of Andhra Pradesh at 98 to 99% of discounted prices. That is the reason, and they do it under the CSR funds. And the point here is, they say 370 crores have been siphoned off in terms of, shell companies or whatnot. The point here is almost 6 excellence centers, 36 sub-centers, over 218,000 and odd students have been trained in all these centers. All the equipment is there, hardware equipment and the concerned trainers and the software, everything is there, it's functional, and the same YSRCP government which is blaming that particular company has done something wrong, they have in fact issued appreciation certificate and commemoration certificates to the same design tech company for which they are blaming that we have garnered benefits from them. And my only question, Mr. Ramanathan Reddy, is one, sir. Sir, one question from my side. How is the Chief Minister linked with it? It's a cabinet decision that was being taken, a skill development corporation that has been opened, and the MD of the corporation who has got the check releasing authority, check releasing power, who was Mr. Prem Chandra Reddy then. He has to be questioned, and he has to be blamed, not the Chief Minister.
Okay, I'm sure all these questions will come up during the case. Let me turn to the political question now. First to you, Professor Jyotsna. What's next for the TDP? Does this arrest reveal to you who your friends are? In a sense, there has been a sense that the TDP was warming up with the BJP in New Delhi. Does this reflect to where you stand in terms of it? What are the indications you would like to see, both from the central government as well as outside, and which way is the TDP going to move? My question to you first, Professor Jyotsna.
Yes. Your statement that we have been warming up, no, nothing of that sort. We have met the concerned ministers or also from the center only to update them about the situation that is happening in the state. And we were very clear on that front. And several parties have come in forward. In fact, the AP chief of BJP has also come in forward saying that no, the way Mr. Naidu has been handled is wrong. And here I'll tell you one more thing, sir. Very, very, very clearly, we would like to tell you that the arrest, the way, the process that was followed in the arrest of our CBN Garu is very, very wrong. It's completely undemocratic. And all political parties, in fact, today we had Mamata Banerjee ji talking about, we had so many other leaders talking about. So it's sheer political vendetta, and we believe all political parties will be with us in this.
All right. Okay. You are saying that all political parties will be with you. You're not revealing which way you're going to go. Before I get to Mr. Reddy for a final word on it, Uma, just put this in perspective for us. What does this mean for the politics of Andhra Pradesh coming as it is in an election year?
This arrest timing has been very, very critical for the Telugu Desam, I must say, because it comes just months ahead of not just general elections, but state elections in Andhra Pradesh. And make no mistake about it, politics in Andhra Pradesh can be very personal, very vicious, and very nasty as well. And for years, Chandrababu Naidu has taken a jibe at YSRCP leader Jagan Mohan Reddy for the time that he spent inside jail. And this is certainly payback time for Jagan Mohan Reddy and the YSRCP, and they are making no bones about it. The second part of it is that this battle, while, Naidu and his party is going to be fighting it in the court of law. But what I must tell you is that this is going to be fought as a battle of public perception. And that is where the YSRCP is hoping to make its kind of, its shot, its big shot is about Naidu always talking about himself as someone with probity, someone who spoke about, transparency and putting his accounts in the public domain. One of the first politicians, he would say, to put all his personal accounts in the political domain. But now Jagan Mohan Reddy has put Chandrababu Naidu in a spot with him going to jail as well, and therefore Naidu will be batting on the back foot certainly. And I must point out that while the YSRCP has been celebrating, TDP has been quite stunned. Their response has been about what to do next. I mean, they really seem to be struggling with that. And in the run-up to elections, with no clear leadership, and many of those leaders talking about his son Lokesh as well, and several of the other ministers also going to be indicted in several cases or charged with several accusations. It seems to be a bumpy road ahead for the bicycle of Mr. Chandrababu Naidu.
Bumpy road ahead for the bicycle ahead. My last word to you, Mr. Reddy. Is this going to be the defining feature of the election? You may have inadvertently allowed the galvanization of the TDP cadre as well.
See, as I said, Mr. Veer, this is not a political vendetta, or this is not as a political leader. I must say, I don't think this is a political motivated case. This is a case which is taken up by an investigation agency for what Mr. Babu has done during his regime as the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. Just now, Professor Jyotsna ji just spoke right now. She says that it is the duty of the MD of the corporation or somebody else who has done the mistake. And Mr. Lokesh has just now spoke to the press conference. He just spoke in the press conference, and he says that we are no way concerned with it. And he says that no corporation files comes to the cabinet. No corporation files comes to the minister's species or a minister's logins and all. See, this is all not proper. This is not a procedure to speak. And for this time, Chandrababu Naidu has fought
does it end here, or are there more from the TDP that you're looking at, sir?
See, this is just the starting of all the scams he has done. This is one of the scams for what he has been remanded to the jail. There are a lot of cases coming down.
There is absolutely no scam involved. When I said the cabinet, the corporation came into existence with the cabinet's approval, and the implementation of the project was in the hands of the cabinet, in the hands of the corporation, not in the hands of the government or the cabinet of ministers or the chief minister or anybody else. The implementation, the check release, the budget release, everything stays in the hands of the corporation.
Right, you've made your point. Both of you have made your point. Thank you, all three of you, including Uma as well. Interesting times, important times in Andhra Pradesh. We'll keep a close watch on the developments there, both political and legal.